What is going on? VR news is exploding again. From the original Quest on its way to say its last goodbyes to PlayStation games on Quest. I know, right? So starting with the original Quest, if you haven't heard the news already, Population 1 is dropping support for it. This is both bad news and good news. It's obviously bad news because a lot of you still use the original Quest, and it's a great device with essentially the same features as the Quest 2, but it is holding back potential. As stated by the developers, we're building big Population 1 experiences that push the boundaries of multiplayer VR. To focus our efforts on next-gen features and tech, we're ending Quest 1 support on October 31st, 2022. Players can continue their progress on other supported devices. I like to be more positive rather than negative, but this isn't right. The Quest 1 is only 3 years old, and you'd expect the life cycle to be longer. Even if Population 1 was running a different version specifically for the Quest, that would be a better solution than being completely dropped. If this is how Meta's going to treat their previous generations, then it looks like the Quest 2 will only have a few years left before that support is dropped.
Now you've had enough.
So unfortunately, it's the beginning of the end for the original Quest, but there is light at the end of the tunnel. To start with, the Quest is essentially a Rift, so as long as you're happy using PSVR, you can still get access to all the titles you love. Not only that, with the rumoured Avalanche coming soon, hopefully they will support streaming games directly from the Quest. That way, performance constraints would no longer be a thing. But that's if Avalanche will support Quest 1. If that news has put you off Meta, there's also its Chinese twin. The Pico Neo 4 has had a specification leak shown on screen now, and it seriously looks like this is direct competition for the upcoming Cambria, with an increased battery size compared to the Quest and an increase in resolution of 2160 by 2160 per eye, with colour pass-through, eye tracking and face tracking. That sounds nearly identical to the leaked specs of the Cambria. The most standout difference to me would be the leak of the controllers. They look significantly less complex than the Cambria's controllers and more resemble the PSVR 2 controllers. While there is no reported price, I have a very strong feeling that this will be significantly cheaper than the upcoming headset from Meta, which is what we need. Competition on price drives innovation. The only issue is the Pico's data policies make Meta look good in the eyes of data collection. The company ByteDance has some terrifying data collection policies that are a significant turn-off when it comes to what headsets I own. In other news, for those that like to try out Among Us before launch, they're releasing a beta. So all you have to do is head over to their Twitter and sign up for it there. Me personally, I'm really looking forward to Among Us. I know it's not strictly a horror title, but there is a huge content gap for horror multiplayer. And if developers are listening, please make more multiplayer horror games for Quest. Now, if you're a fan of being violently motion sickness while watching VR,
we've added a DSP, and
then you're going to hate Update 43. That's because it comes with new recording features, which will be great for both content creators and content viewers. Normal Quest recording would only allow a 1:1 aspect ratio, which was essentially a box. You could fix this with extreme zooming or using the unofficial features on SideQuest, but now we finally have access from within the Quest's main features. You can now adjust frame rate, have aspect ratios of 16:9, and choose between left or right eye to capture from. I've been experimenting with this feature with the video showing now, and it makes things so much easier. Not only that, but you can increase image stabilization, so you're not sick every time you watch VR gameplay. As for Project Cambria, Reddit user DeliciousPotato2 spotted some settings linked to Meta's new premium headset. Eye tracking and natural facial expressions will have their own toggles, so your happiness or misery can be hidden if you choose. Now, I'd never thought I'd be talking about PlayStation games on Quest, but the power of the community is remarkable. A VR developer posted on Twitter the other day that he's managed to get PSP games running on Quest through an emulator. The games seem to function a little like Moss, where the headset acts as the third-person camera. Now, I have no idea how this is even possible. He's shown off a short reel of games running on the Quest, including a Dragon Ball title, Lego Star Wars 2, Lego Batman, and NASCAR 2007. The games in the clips appear to run very smoothly, though some have some glitches. But this is incredible. The PSP was one of my favourite consoles for a considerable amount of time, and the fact that this is even possible is amazing. But it got me thinking, the fact that all this is possible makes me think what's done with VR at the moment is completely wrong. Companies like Meta, HTC and Valve shouldn't be making headsets. They should be making software. What we need is a VR revolution, where hardware companies stay as hardware companies, and software stay as software companies. That way, we can decide what we have in our devices. Just like a PC, you get to choose Linux or Windows. Device freedom is important. Otherwise, it's developers like this that might ultimately be penalised or banned for creating content in this way. And this needs to change. If Meta wants a metaverse, then it needs to make it an open platform. That way we can decide the fate of our virtual future. With developers and communities making experiences like Call of Duty in VR with contractors or Minecraft in VR with Questcraft, imagine what they could achieve in an ideal environment. So that's it for your week's juicy VR news. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you on the next one.